Hey guys, it's Kusi. Season 4 of Dragonflight is just around the corner, and after announcing the Road to 10k challenge on this channel, as well as deciding the first Zero to Hero class for Season 4 last week, which by the way, if you didn't watch the announcement video yet, what are you doing? Link down below. But because we still have a few weeks to go, I decided to do a shorter challenge for this time being. A quickie if you will. A 2-pump chump of a challenge. A Zero to Hero from Wish? You understand what I mean. And this resulted in a simple 2-week challenge of how high can I get.
What do you mean by that?
I can already tell that you guys are in a hype mood because you want to know what class. And you know me, I believe in off meta like it's a religion. But this time, we go bonkers. Ape shit. Yes, some would say overpowered. Meet arguably the dumbest spec in the game right now, Vengeance Demon Hunter. Insane tankiness, even more insane utility and more damage than some off meta DPS could ever provide. This spec is hilariously stupid. Now a few things are different in this one compared to the Zero to Hero we all know and love. Still, no use of friend list, and because this is only for 2 weeks, I will not use a guild as well. I'm currently in one, but I don't even know why, so don't be bothered by that. As well as the lack of connection to our Radar profile. No mains to be seen. First change, I got more gold to use for my crafting. I don't want to farm gold in the 2 weeks challenge. Next change, we are only allowed to do 10 keys per week. That's it. No more, no less. Depleted or even rage quits count. If the key don't get finished or don't provide score, shit happens. Another change is, we got a better prep phase. Instead of doing all those wonky quests in the Emerald Dream, we simply use the gift of catch-up mechanics to send all crates we can buy for flight stones to our new challenger. Keep in mind, we don't have time to start slow. We have to climb as fast as possible in those first 10 runs. I also cheated a little bit by doing the 4 dungeon weekly for a heroic raid piece beforehand.
Oh, hell no, man. What the?
My rules after all. But before you get mad, watch what I pulled from it. You're gonna feel bad for me if anything. Now, without further ado, this is what we are dealing with right now. 441 item level and 4 set, because we got pretty lucky on those crate pulls. And the mentioned heroic raid item. Let's send it. Now, instead of getting my own +2 to push, I decided to skip the first few levels and start off with a +5 right away, which wasn't really smart. Don't think it changed anything to be honest. But hey, it's a Galakrons, nice pulls, good items, easy timer, I will take it. And if you ask yourself how stupid is tank Demon Hunter damage, well let me show you. I'm telling you it is so dumb. And even though this didn't go off fully perfect by all means, we clapped some cheeks. And when I say we, I mean Demon Hunter clapped some cheeks in general. Look at this shit. First key done, let's continue. But first, like I mentioned earlier, we are officially on the road to 10k on this channel. And if we manage to achieve that goal till the end of the year, we will have a 24-hour stream including a face cam and potentially a Pink Panther onesie. So if you enjoy what you're seeing and you aren't subscribed yet, now would be the perfect time to do so. Thank you very much. Love you long time.
Me love you long time.
Now next we start to push our own key, which is why I said earlier that doing that 5 doesn't matter. If we had just taken the +2 and 3 chested it, we would have also gotten the +5 as well. You live you learn. But Untill is next and I'm glad on this one, since I really struggle on tanking here. Yet, what I felt pretty early on, Demon Hunter helps a lot while dealing with some difficult packs. With the Demon Hunter, going towards the left side of the dungeon does not seem like an issue with the insane amount of silence you can provide in order to control the confessors in every pack. Now again, all of this looks very easy considered it's only a +5, and since nothing of matter happened here, we are just going to step forward and go to the Mirror's 8 we got after the dungeon. But don't worry, we will return to Untill later. With us now finally moving over the +7 key level, this means we got our first affix to play, Incorporeal. This one spawns up to 2 ghosts that try to cast a 100% haste reduction on the party and need to be stopped doing so. The easiest and quickest way to do it is by simply using long duration CC like Sheep, Fear, Incap, Trap, you get the point. If you're cheeky with it, you can even mind control them as a priest or a DK. Either way, it's a rather easy affix on paper, but with random players this could get funky. Now, as someone who power farmed this season in keys, and as someone who's pretty much 3.5k, sort of, I know that in Mirror's the first room is the toughest. Trash is annoying, occasionally hurts and takes a minute. It's also around half the trash you are going to do in this dungeon. Usually, you don't need to fully clear this area by all means, but I chose to do it because we got a priest with us, more on that later. Now again, only a +8 and tier doesn't hurt as much, so we just quickly go over the positioning of the boss. You want to keep him close to the edge on pole to minimize the area he potentially can cover with his golden spray. Key here is to kite him towards the middle after he uses his final cast before going into the Oath Stone siphoning. The reason for this is that people can dish out some drive-by cleave damage to the boss while also gathering those orbs. This simply helps with taking his shield down a lot quicker. Be right back, quickly acing this shit. Good thing I'm really good at this and I never failed it on stream. Ever. Now the first kind of struggle with the affix happened on the second boss, at the Time Lost battlefield. And yes, I obviously could have prevented the affix from casting through, no doubt, yet I felt like everyone else thought that about themselves too, hence why no one said anything. Barely able to get the boss done without the full wipe, we made our way to Morchi. Also, here's the reason why I pulled that extra pack in the beginning. You can skip this pack, which is a rough one on Fortified for sure, and having a priest makes this a million times easier. Just use Mind Soothe on it and then you can pretty much drop any Fortnite dance on its ass and it won't care about it. For Morchi, our personal purpose is to tank the boss away from the party, so no one besides us has to take the Sandblast. Also, keep in mind, Sandblast is a physical hit, so Demon Spikes and Meta will just reduce the damage taken. Other than that, nothing to worry about here on this key level. Now Final Boss also has the same limitation of aiming the breath away from the party, and to move the boss after every infinite corruption cast. Easy kill, +3 of course, and no item, just how we like it. But because this was so easy, we obviously go for the 11 right away, which is African American Rook Hold.
That's gotta be racist, there's no way.
And after some intense waiting for a healer to show up, we finally were ready to go. Now, Black Rook Hold on Fortified and Sanguine turned out to be an absolute shitfest this week. Fortunately, +11 don't have Sanguine yet.
Thank God.
So you best believe we did some big pulls, and I gotta be honest, Demon Hunter DPS just keeps on making my jaw drop while playing. It is so stupid. But because I felt so good this run, I was a bit overconfident on the staircase. I called for a 4 more pull the entire way up without realizing that our Havoc died to the boulders and wasn't even there. And then he died again, somewhere at the bottom to what I can only assume are beds. Took a minute to scrap his ass off the floor, but it worked, so we kept going. Boss was no issue, and with that I went for another pull upwards because this time we were 5. By the way, Nash bro, thank you for the follow on Twitch while recording. I appreciate you, you're awesome. And even with the staircase wankfest, we were able to breach chest it and get our first 14. Even got some legs, which is an item level upgrade, and I take that every day of the week. So far so good, but now came the affix that could potentially delay everything a lot. Especially if you know how bad I am with handling the blood puddles in most cases.
Damn!
Again, a quick reminder for you to leave a like on the episode and to even subscribe to the channel if you enjoy what you're seeing. We will have a Zero to Hero pretty much every Monday, so make sure you don't miss an episode. I highly appreciate it. Alright, so first 14, Ataldazar. A bit worried, but more than a bit confident in my ability to not die here. I also swapped around to them sweet chain sigils that Vengeance has access to, just to potentially deal with Sanguine better. And did I absolutely underestimate the damage the dot does on Rezan? Yes. But did I know I can just cheese the chase with Shadow Melt? Absolutely. Now we all know this boss wasn't an issue, so I kept pulling the stuff that I thought was necessary for the route I wanted to play. And now, the fun stuff. Keep in mind, focus targets here are the Confessors, because if they get their bubble through, it's game over. And the Fire Mages, which just hurt like hell. So as long as there was only one Confessor in the party, I personally made sure to kick the cast myself, while believing in the party to kick the Fire dude. Also, that's Sanguine for you. Yay! Now by all means, I didn't pull dumb. I pulled calculated and even waited for mana. Unfortunately, my party didn't share the concern in the slightest. I love Silent Sigil. Also the sheer amount of beefiness with having the I-beam thingy with the included demon form up every 25 seconds is ridiculous. Yet no time to celebrate, we all know about that one bigger pull that's left. And not only did Sanguine almost not heal anything here, your boy also let the damage charts. Just to top this off, this party played the transfusion so perfectly that we simply had 2 of them phases and no struggling whatsoever. Almost jerked a tear here, cause if you've seen my Evoker Zero to Hero, you know this can go in a very different direction. Even Volkar got played very well on the first attempt, and so only the last boss remains. And honestly, I'm still not confident on tanking this boss. I kinda know what to do in theory, but once something goes wrong, I scuff it up a lot quicker than I would like to admit. Anyways, we do end up with a 16th throne, and yet here I was trying to figure out what to do next. First, I got myself a ring crafted, just not to deal with this shitty ass green ring anymore. But now was the question, do I farm 2 more 11 to 15s to get worm crests in order to potentially grab a 476 crafted weapon? Or should I try to push as high as I can? I decided to go for score and the worms quest. So I applied to every key I didn't do yet. Everbloom 12 turned out to be the next destination and I didn't mind that at all. After all, we do this key like 19 times per stream lately, and there's nothing in here that could kill me, is what I would say, if it wasn't for those damn flowers. I hate them so much. They apply a stacking debuff that increases all your damage taken as well as reducing movement speed. So with that being said, I was in full save mode, only pulled what I was comfortable to deal with, because A, I didn't want to break the key, and B, I didn't need to potentially 3-chest it, because it wasn't my own. But I got bored rather quick and then just did things like this, because why not? Also, I really believe